Where's the line for when pushing for participation over access becomes a form of colonization, like axiological colonization, colonizing the values of another group or another identity? So for example, what if there's a particular community or minority identity or group or culture, etc., that just fundamentally doesn't have interest in computer science education? Quick one that comes to mind is maybe the Amish community is not interested in cybersecurity. That's just a guess. I don't actually know. This is just hypothetical. So if we broke down demographics and found a low percentage of Amish students taking or electing to take AP classes in high school, would we then, as a field, say, no, you must do this? Or would we ask the question of, well, why is it that they're not interested in it? Maybe it's just fundamentally a disagreement about the value of computer science for that particular identity. Another question related to this is, okay, so if everyone is required to take CS in elementary and middle school, but they're still choosing to not participate in high school, maybe they just don't like the field quite like you or I do. I love it, but I don't expect everyone else to. One of the things that I brought up is in this podcast is that when I first started teaching drumline, I was like, oh, everyone's going to love this the way that I do. This is the greatest thing ever, and I want everyone to know that. And then I started working with students, and some of them agreed, while others were like, yeah, I like this, but like my real passion is hockey, so I'd rather do that. Or my real passion is drawing. I'd rather do that. This I just kind of do for the fun. So maybe it's the same thing for CS education. Not everyone's going to want to go into this field, and that's okay. I do think it's an important field of study that has a huge impact on society. However, I think it's also equally important for people to study nutrition or psychology or communication, culinary arts, kinesthetics, etc. If each one of those domains had a for-all movement like nutrition for all, wouldn't that inevitably dilute everything that we are doing in the other subject areas because there's not enough time in the day to learn everything? So if instead of having, arbitrarily throwing out numbers here, like 10 required subject areas, we have 15, that takes away time from those other subject areas that are required, or even the elective courses. What if we eventually, a few decades from now, have 20 subject areas instead of 10? Then we're just kind of skimming on the surface of things rather than actually being able to dive deep and actually develop some expertise in something. Which is why I'm much more in favor of, hey, we should focus on access and find out reasons for barriers to entry and participation, but I don't necessarily think we should force everybody to take something that we are interested in, because maybe, fundamentally, they're just not interested in it. And they have really good reasons why, we just don't know them yet.
This excerpt of the CSTA podcast is from episode number 109, which is called 2021 State of Computer Science Education, Accelerating Action Through Advocacy.